Hey, my name is Connor, and welcome to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto markets. In this video, I'll be going over Dafi Protocol, which is solving the issue of hyperinflation when it comes to new projects rewarding their early stakers and liquidity providers. Dafi completely flips the staking model on its head by utilizing synthetic tokens, and it rewards the early stakers and liquidity providers based off of network adoption and not a time-locked reward schedule. So in this video, I'll be going over everything that Dafi has to offer, from its use cases to its partnerships, and then we'll be taking a look at the price chart to do our technical analysis. So if that does interest you, be sure to stick with me till the very end of this video. And if you are new to Crypto Empire, go ahead right now and smash that subscribe button down below and turn on all the notifications so you don't miss any future videos, and let the gains be with you. So Dafi is trading for 3.3 cents with a market cap of only $16.9 million, putting it at rank number 897 in the market cap. So clearly this is a micro cap token. With that being said, this video is not financial advice by any means. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. You have to understand the risks when it comes to these micro cap cryptocurrencies. They tend to be illiquid and highly volatile, so keep that in mind when you're doing your due diligence. Now, with that being said, we can see that the amount of Dafi in circulation is currently 499 million tokens at a 2.25 billion. All right, so that's 22% of the overall supply. And if every token was in circulation right now, the market cap would be $76.1 million. So still underneath $100 million. So this for sure is a micro cap. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the all-time high. We can see the all-time high of Dafi is 20 cents, and it's currently down 83%. So by no means are you buying the top if you do go ahead and decide to invest in this project. Of course, this is not financial advice at all. The all-time low, we are up 250%. That did happen in the summertime low. Now, when it comes to Dafi, it is actually solving a pretty big issue on the blockchain because new projects launch and they reward their stakers and liquidity providers. But the inflation rate that they reward these liquidity providers and stakers tends to cause hyperinflation, and I've seen many projects just die out right away because of the hyperinflation that they reward their early users. So we can see right here, Dafi introduces the first alternative since Satoshi to use network rewards for building a decentralized economy. Instead of directly issuing tokens for staking and liquidity, Dafi ties synthetics to each network's adoption. This means that tokens released and network demand is proportional. By linking these two factors, it attracts longer-term users to be incentivized longer, supporting adoption. Dafi creates the first transition from simple token rewards to demand-tied rewards for the overall network, incentivizing users better for liquidity/staking. So Dafi is staked to create a second synthetic token. This is called the Dafi token, and it's tied to the adoption of the network when it comes to releasing rewards to liquidity providers and stakers. We can see as demand rises, the synthetic expands in quantity. As demand declines, it reduces to prevent an excess emission of rewards. Dafi can be implemented by all networks to reward their users. Without the risk of over-issuing too many native tokens, it will create stable adoption without hyperinflation, creating chains in finance that will last the test of time. So that right there is a short explanation of what Dafi is doing. Let's head on over to their website and go more in depth into it. So they're reinventing every single network by flipping the staking and liquidity provider rewards really on their head by utilizing the synthetic tokens and rewarding based off of network adoption and not that time-locked reward schedule. So they do have the Superstake. So this is a rewards pegged to network adoption and social factors to create an equilibrium between supply and demand. We'll head over to the Superstake dashboard in just 1 second. And then the multiverse, so protocols and applications can reduce inflation while finally supporting long-term users and growth. And Networks 2.0, reinvented staking, liquidity, and social models create robust decentralization with limitless applications. So let's go back to the hyperinflation problem we were discussing. And we can see right here that every decentralized network faces the inability to reward market participants without high inflation. This model distributes tokens early, eventually devaluing the network without supporting long-term users. The Dafi protocol creates flavors of existing crypto assets which are tied to network demand factors. Dafi enables you to now become an actual part of the networks that you love. And then the super staking. So Dafi reinvents every network within the blockchain space by minimizing the effects of low demand. Super staking uses D tokens as a reward mechanism that significantly reduces the number of native tokens released into circulation. So you might be asking yourself, Connor, what's a D token? That's a very good question. Let me go ahead and explain right now. So we can see networks with synthetic tokens. So D tokens are network pegged flavors of existing tokens. It can be any token out there. Basically, you deposit it into the Dafi protocol and it creates the D tokens to reward the network stakers and liquidity providers. Any project can lock their tokens to mint D tokens using Dafi and issue them out in a reduced quantity. They are not tradable. They are minted to later be burned for the native token. Flavors of these synthetic assets use price and volume oracles to algorithmically change in quantity relative to demand. So basically, when a network really starts to grow, it starts to reward its longer term participants and supporters more so with more staking rewards or liquidity provider rewards. We can also read ahead that early adoption protocols can never release too many tokens using Dafi, and short-term users who don't care about an economy can immediately burn the synthetic D token for a lower end token quantity, and of course there's scarcity involved as well. So if the demand declines, for example, a bear market happens, the network will never go into hyperinflation and will instead promote scarcity because it uses the algorithmic technology to change in quantity relative to the demand of the network. So it's a very interesting model they are using, and we'll be getting into the partnerships of the projects. Very big projects are utilizing Dafi already, and it is expected that more projects go ahead and adopt this technology as well. Now moving on, we already talked about the incentivization structure that Dafi uses, how any project can create D tokens. Let's talk about fees. So transaction fees from D tokens help maximize rewards for participants in the economy. And stake one, get many. Stake Dafi to speculate on multiple networks, bringing predictions into a social staking model. So this is how Dafi works. It's relatively simple once you kind of wrap your head around it. Any project can go ahead and use Dafi Protocol to make sure that hyperinflation doesn't plague their network. And their roadmap, they do have a lot of advancements happening in Q1 of 2022, which is less than 2 weeks away right now. They have already migrated their protocol over to Polygon Matic, making it ready for mass adoption, whereas on Ethereum, of course, a lot of people don't want to pay network fees, so they won't even bother utilizing the protocol. And then the governance and fee generation engine as well in Q1 of 2022, and a lot more updates as well, such as predictions and social staking, and some more utility expansion as well. Now taking a look at the team of Dafi, the founder of Dafi Protocol is Zain Rana, and they do have a few other team members as well, along with a pretty big advisor board. So I'll leave the link to this website down in the description below, so of course you can do your own due diligence. So that is Dafi Protocol in a nutshell. It is reinventing the staking model. And we can go ahead and take a look at the Superstake dashboard, and I'm connected to the Polygon Matic network right now. And this is where you would go ahead and stake to start earning rewards. You would just go to stake and then start staking your Dafi to start earning those rewards. And then there's also the super pool. As you can see, the amount of Dafi locked in each super pool. At this moment in time, the most is in the Ethereum version 1 pool with 59.54 million Dafi tokens locked, and that is providing an APY of 11.63%. The Polygon pool, 37.8 million Dafi is locked, and that's providing 15%. And you can see the potential APY right here. We can read that your D Dafi rewards can self-multiply at peak demand for the network and become the potential APY displayed. So that is the algorithmic model that I was talking about before. As network adoption grows, the reward rate, the APY, grows as well. So it rewards people who stick around and want to see the network actually survive and thrive in the long term. Now taking a look at the Dafi Twitter account, we can go ahead and see that they are very active on here, doing a lot of updates, making new partnerships. A lot of new projects are utilizing Dafi so that they don't go bust from hyperinflation, providing their early stakers and liquidity providers. Currently have 37,000 followers. Go follow them if you want to stay up to date and see everything that Dafi is doing. Now moving on, we can see that one of the core founders of blockchain technology actually sat down with Zain, the founder of Dafi, and he had to say about Dafi Protocol. He said that what Dafi is doing is interesting, The right amount of inflation essentially greases the skins in the systems, and it just keeps liquidity good. And this guy's Dr. Scott Stornetta, and he was quoted 3 times. He was cited 3 times in Bitcoin's white paper by Satoshi Nakamoto himself. He then went ahead and said, it's very interesting that you're looking at a kind of meta technology, Dafi, to be able to introduce the proper amounts of inflation and across not just your own network, but across the whole system. Exactly. So kudos for that. So it's definitely good to receive endorsement from one of the founders of blockchain technology itself. Now moving on, let's talk about the partnerships with Dafi. First of all, Dafi Protocol taps to Polygon Matic. So Matic, obviously a blue chip cryptocurrency, and Dafi is partnered up with Matic. And another huge layer 1 blockchain, Elrond, also partnered with Dafi Protocol as well. Another one, Reef Finance. This is a DeFi protocol on Polkadot, partnered up with Dafi. And then another Polkadot project that I've covered here in the channel, Litentry, decentralized identity. Litentry is going for their parachain slot still, and they are utilizing Dafi Protocol for their staking rewards. So a lot of big projects are using Dafi already, and we'll see if the development does continue. It would be very bullish. This is a very low market cap. More network adoption by big projects can really change the price relatively quickly. So keep that in mind. And then another big cryptocurrency project, Alliance Block, ALBT, also partnered with Dafi to solve their staking rewards issues. ALBT, Alliance Block, is a smaller market cap crypto, but it is relatively well known for its very solid fundamentals, and they're using Dafi as well. Now, before we hop into the price chart, let's take a look at the tokenomics of how Dafi was actually distributed. So we can see that with Dafi, 12% of the tokens go to the treasury. So that's basically the team, that's the treasury. Then the ecosystem reserve, 11%, 15% to the team, 20% to staking, 10% to marketing, 5% to advisors. So that accounts for 73% of the total supply. And then the other 27% they distributed in the token sale. And speaking of the token sale, this is the vesting schedule. So definitely keep an eye on this and keep this in mind. There will be some relatively large releases going forward, which is why we're about to take a look at the price chart and go over the best optimal opportunities to go ahead and maybe look to acquire some of this. Not financial advice at all, but this is distributed over 3 years, the Dafi token. You can see the token release schedule here going on over the years. So now that we've covered everything about Dafi, you have a very good idea about what the use case of Dafi is, as well as the big partnerships it has. Let's take a look at the price chart and see exactly what is going on with the price action of Dafi Protocol. So we are looking at a daily price chart, and what I have gone ahead and done is marked out the key areas of supply in red and demand in green on the chart, because it's very simple. My style of technical analysis, I look to buy in demand and sell in supply. Basic supply and demand economics. So as you can see, this green box here did just get tagged by price, and you can see the reaction that price is having from this demand zone. Now it is up on the day. It's up about 10% on the day at this moment in time. So that is bullish coming off of a demand zone like this, seeing this kind of reaction. And this was all the way down here at 2.5 cents. Now, if I pull out my fib, we can also see that this is coming off of a major retracement level, which is the 78.6 right here, 2.5 cents. So when we have the confluence of a fib level like the 78.6 inside of a demand zone, that is how we know with that confluence that it's a pretty decent trade to take. And for this demand zone, you can see that I did utilize this one drop base rally formation over here. I basically just isolated this pin bar candle. Now looking lower on the chart, we also have this zone down here at 1.5 cents down to 1.1 cents. Now if we were to see some kind of bearish market where everything kind of collapses, this is the next zone on the chart over here at about 1 penny that you would look to basically go ahead and get long. Now looking on the chart, we can see that we do have supply over here at 6 cents as well as up here at 8.5 cents. So these are areas where I do expect sellers to step in. So of course you want to play the supply and demand zones. Don't overcomplicate the trading strategy whatsoever if you do want to trade this. But this is a staking token, keep that in mind. This is just to find the optimal entry on the chart. And looking at the chart, the optimal entry is down here 2.5 cents and then down here at about 1.5 cents down to 1.1 cent as well. So Dafi Protocol is reinventing staking and liquidity provider rewards for early projects by solving the problems of hyperinflation using an algorithmic model and a synthetic asset token. A lot of big projects are already partnered with Dafi, and it is expected that many more big projects will continue to adopt the technology that Dafi has built. So I did enough talking in this video. I want to hear from you now. What do you think about Dafi? Do you think it has potential as a micro-cap cryptocurrency? Leave a comment down below. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure you let me know by leaving a like. And if you are new to Crypto Empire, go ahead right now and smash that subscribe button down below and turn on all bell notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And my name is Connor from Crypto Empire, and I will see you in the next video.